Get to my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Haysey on Nova.
Jodie, you know I love love.
You love love.
How good's love?
Also, you love a good wedding. I've never known a man to be so enamoured by
Good
going to
food.
a wedding.
Good music, good people, all gathered together. What could be better than that?
So good.
Best day of your life. And
And-
we're very lucky we get to celebrate a wedding right now, today.
Yes, and there is no one that we love more than camera guy Josh.
Yeah,
Oh, I love you guys.
Blushing. You're going to be a beautiful bride, Josh.
Thanks very much.
Josh and Marissa getting married today.
Oh, well done. Well done. It's good. Hey, firstly, you're working on your wedding day?
Yeah, no.
mate.
I just had to get my mind off it.
Yeah.
You know? Everything kicks off after 10, but it's like, just come here and pretend like everything's normal, but I'm glad we're talking about it.
Dedication, mate. Dedication.
Yeah.
Hey, has everything been smooth so far?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, Marissa's done everything, so
Yeah,
very
classic.
easy.
Yeah.
Can we do this? And this is not supposed to be an omen or anything, but 13, 24, 10, what happened at the wedding? What was the unusual event that happened at the wedding? Because it's a day that on paper is always supposed to go smooth.
Yep.
But there's so many opportunities for it to veer off into different directions.
Yeah. Anything happened on your wedding day?
I remember, and I didn't tell my wife till after this because I knew that she would absolutely freak out.
Yeah.
But we gave our dog to somebody else to look after that day. And then as I was on the way to the Barossa to go set up, I got a call saying, by the way, we were in North Adelaide and the dog has got off the lead and she is just absolutely run. She could be anywhere. We're not really sure. So I've turned around straight away and I'm at one stage driving down War Memorial Drive and I see this little fluffy white dog going at 1,000 miles an hour, just running along the side of the road. Found her, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Stopped her and she felt like a hummingbird. That's how quickly her heart was going.
Yeah, right.
Calmed her down and
Yeah.
set her off in a different spot. A friend of a friend of a friend ended up looking after her that night. Didn't tell Cara on the wedding day because she would freak out at that.
Yeah, of course.
But that was almost an absolute disaster.
And then you and Indiana got married and lived happily ever after.
She was my second wife.
Definitely not the story.
Because you've had a couple of little cracks at this thing, Joe.
What do you mean, marriages?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Two smooth weddings?
You say it so flippantly. I do remember for my destination wedding in Bali. So the night before the wedding, we had one of the guests and he was a friend of my husband's. And he was like an MMA kind of fighter.
Oh, classic. It's Jaden. It's
Yeah.
Jaden from maths, isn't it?
No, but he sort of dabbled in that sort of stuff. And so in Bali, there's like a real underground fight scene.
yeah.
And so the night before, he decided, like, had a few drinks, obviously, and decided to like tee up a fight.
Wow.
And so in the back streets of bloody Jimbaran Bay or wherever it was, he's had like this punch on and
Yeah,
then
good.
turned up to the wedding. And, like, can you believe? Odd. I know it's an odd story, but it happened.
And got the crap beaten out of him.
Yeah,
That's good, isn't it?
Black eye and everything.
all of it.
Oh, wow.
The whole works. Anyway, what happened to you? Nothing. Just a quiet night.
13, 24, 10, what happened at the wedding and what made it super memorable? The other thing that we're paying about $1.01 of happening today.
Is me having another wedding?
You said it. You jumped on board. I reckon Josh Morrow's going to cry when he sees his beautiful bride
Oh,
today.
you most definitely will.
100%.
Do you have any idea what she's wearing?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea at all.
Oh, my God. And the
I
best
reckon
part
it'd be a white wedding dress, wouldn't it?
oh, my God, you're such a boy. Go away.
What do you mean, go away? Go press the buttons.
We're going to a wedding together.
My wedding, which was 7 years ago now, by the way.
it?
Wow, time is absolutely
Oh, you got the
flying.
itch. 7 years. That's when it happens.
Itch for what?
7.
Oh, 7-year itch. Is that a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. I don't have the itch at all.
No.
Actually, I hope Cara doesn't have the itch.
Who's to say?
I am now getting to the age where particular things are starting to get itchy, and that's not good. It means I'm sort of fast approaching my 40s.
Yeah, okay.
Let's not go down that path.
No, can we not?
I remember at our wedding, what we used to do, because I'm from New South Wales originally, and a lot of my mates are from Sydney, and
Yeah.
it's an NRL heartland and rugby union.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we do after we've had at least one sip of any sort of alcohol would be to potentially form a scrum later in that night.
Oh, my God.
So we ended up forming a scrum, which was basically New South Wales versus the Allies, everybody else, South Australia, and all my other mates from anywhere else. And it would have been about a 40-man scrum, so 20 each side.
Yeah.
And we formed the scrum. Instead of going from one side to the other, unfortunately, went from say, the north side of the room to the south side, but the band was set up on the south side.
Oh.
And the guys pushing from the north were aggressively winning.
No.
And I remember the band going, "Stop! Stop!" There's 20 blokes literally about to converge on the drum kit and all sorts of things.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
she went off her face.
Yeah. I heard a story. I was talking to a woman once who was saying that she got married at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's wonderful. How was it? And she said, it was a good day until my grandpa died
Okay, good.
at the reception.
How's the timing?
He actually passed away at the wedding.
Wedding/wake.
Isn't that ridiculous?
See, that's interesting. That's a good cost saver.
I wonder if they could have done a 2-for-1 deal.
100%. It's a money saver.
Something wrong with you two. There is definitely something.
Walking her
Speak for
down,
yourself.
walking her down the aisle, and also walking him down the aisle in the casket, giving him away.
Stop!
There you go. That's nice. That's,
You do take your insensitivity pills today?
what do you mean?
We take them every day.
We do. We're right in check with that, aren't we, Abby Dabby Do?
13 24 10. What happened at the wedding? Let's go to Cindy. Good morning. Clean this up for us, please, Cindy.
Oh, I'm not sure if I can, but I'll try. The wedding was a number of years ago, and we were probably the first of our friends to get married, so it had very much a party atmosphere about it.
Yeah.
Until we found probably 3 months later, 3 of our friends announced at the same time that they were pregnant.
Spot on.
And then we found out that all 3 were conceived at the wedding.
Oh,
Perfect. Do you know what that means, Cindy? It means that the wedding was so good
Yeah.
that everyone was so aggressively in the mood. That is exactly what you want from your wedding.
Yes. Well, yeah.
oh, thank you, Cindy. What a great
nice.
call. Let's hope that doesn't happen at our wedding this afternoon.
Yes. Look, my wife isn't going to the wedding.
No, so that would be bad, wouldn't it?
Maybe I'll be in the mood when I get home.
Let's go to Deb. What happened, Deb?
Well, we had a beautiful wedding ceremony. Lovely day, went back to the reception and we had a band, we had big party atmosphere. 9 o'clock comes and we were doing speeches and my husband was looking very pale, and next minute somebody came to me and said that he had gastro, was vomiting, going to the toilet, had to leave the ceremony leave the reception at 9:30, and I stayed, danced the night away, had a great night, and then went back to the hotel room, the honeymoon suite, that was smelling like
Oh, yuck. Oh, Deb.
So that was our honeymoon. That was our wedding day.
Yeah, right. Well, look.
But we're still married 15 years later.
Oh.
So.
Beautiful. I love that Deb's like, not going to let it roll
I think, 100%, Deb. I think you made the right
No.
decision because, you've got to effectively play host. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh,
you stayed.
definitely. I had a great night.
Oh.
I had so much fun.
Hey, Deb, this happened, the last wedding I went to, which was my brother's, that happened to my husband. He got gastro halfway through. So the speeches were on and all you could hear from the toilets, which were in close proximity, is him like, "Ugh."
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post snooze news.
I mean, when you think news, you think Abby in the newsroom. Let's go to her immediately and find out what's headlining today, Dal.
Good morning. So obviously tomorrow is Anzac Day. So 6 o'clock, all of the dawn services will be happening across the state. One of the biggest ones obviously is Adelaide at the War Memorial North Terrace, or SA National War Memorial at North Terrace from 6 a.m. And Port Noarlunga, where I'm from, always a really good service. They put on a really great service. Another big one is also Blackwood as well. So I really do encourage you. Obviously, most people have the day off. It's a public holiday, but I do encourage people to get up. And yes, it's hard sometimes to get out of bed that early, but it's obviously really, really, really special that we go and we pay our respects. So, yeah, we've got Anzac Day tomorrow. Another thing off the back of that is our Poor Blood service, again, needing more blood. So they're asking people to roll up their sleeves and go and donate blood, maybe before they're going off for a long weekend or taking 4 days off. They reckon they're going to need an additional 1,200 donations. So we need about an extra 180 donors in South Australia. So if you can, go and roll up your sleeves. I always feel really guilty. I have no iron, so I can never donate.
Oh, really? You've got no iron?
I donated once and my doctor said you can never do that again. I had to have an iron transfusion to get it put back into me.
Oh, my. So you donated blood and then you had to have an infusion?
Oh, really? No,
Sorry, Lifeblood. And they call me, and every time I go, I'm really sorry, I can't. So I always feel super guilty. So if you're like me, it's not good. But if you can, I really encourage you to go and donate.
they gave the blood back.
Yeah. Let's redonate it back into Abby's veins. Have you ever donated?
Yes,
Well, of course
twice.
you haven't, because you've got ice in your veins, that's why.
Well, no, because it's there's not blood there; it's oil because I'm a machine. No, I've donated twice before. Yeah, it's a really simple process too.
And they give you snacks and everything.
Yep, I think I had
great.
a nice big cookie, but it's not painful at all.
No.
I think people think that you go in there and it's going to be really quite painful. It's not.
Yeah.
It just takes a few minutes.
I love that that's Andrew's takeaway from a life-saving procedure that he's done. He's like, I got a cookie.
You get a nice big cookie. Right through, I'll do it again.
There's chips, there's cookies, you can have a hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Perfect
absolutely.
day.
Well worth it.
Go stock yourself up.
Newsy.
Well, guess who slipped into the Adelaide airport yesterday?
Oh, don't tell me. Brian Adams.
Brian Adams. No. Sporty Spice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mel C slipped into town. Who saw that coming?
Is this off the back of whose 50th was it? Was it Victoria Beckham?
It was Posh's.
It was Posh's, yeah, right.
Yeah, because David, does anyone follow David Beckham on Instagram?
Obviously.
Oh, my God. He writes the nicest things about his wife.
Yeah.
It's so lovely.
He just doesn't say them very sexily, does he?
No.
She's all right, yeah?
So she had her 50th birthday and all 5 Spice Girls were reunited, and he took a little video of them singing along to Stop Right Now. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Anyway, so she slipped into town. She's doing a DJ set on Wednesday, and then she's doing like a little national tour of the country in Melbourne, Cairns, Sydney and Brisbane.
There you go.
Did you know she was coming?
Yes, I did actually.
Did you invite her around to your home at West Croydon?
I did actually, and I got a couple of dots in that text, and then she just didn't write back, unfortunately. No, actually, this is a true story. I know the bloke who's bringing her here.
Oh.
He's a mate, and he said, "Do you want to speak to her on the radio?" And I said, "Absolutely, we do."
Yeah, and then what happened?
And he said, "Look, I'll make it happen. I think she needs to do at least one radio interview." And then he came back and he's like, "I'm sorry, she's just flat out refused to do any media at all."
Yeah, right.
So I thought, here we go. We're going to have Mel C in the Nova. In the Nova Studios, that'd be pretty cool. But not to be.
That would have been great. Yeah. And once again, you disappoint all of us.
So close to doing something useful. Almost.
Oh, dear.
All right, let's talk some footy.
News.
So they're saying there could be a bit of a loophole for footy fans to get some grand final tickets, and it is this. If you're a GWS supporter, then it's probably a good time to support the Giants because they're sitting on top of the ladder. They might play in the grand final. Here's an opportunity for you to get yourself a grand final ticket. If you become a Tier 3 member of the Giants, it costs you about $76, and then the Giants make the grand final, you could be amongst ticket allocation. Then you'd have the opportunity to buy a grand final ticket. As we know, grand final tickets, no matter who you support, absolute hen's teeth. 17,000 tickets were allocated last year for opposing teams, and Collingwood played in the grand final. They have 100,000 members, so even if you're a member of a football club and they make the grand final, you're absolutely no guarantee of getting a ticket. So jump on board the Giants. Right. $76, Abs. Easy.
I mean, it's not a definite, but you wouldn't, $76, that's a good investment.
They're looking pretty good, though, the boys. Jesse Hogan, Toby Green. You won't play this weekend, but that's okay.
Your mate Toby Green.
Took out someone's head. That's
been
fine.
suspended 8 times and you love him.
Do you know what I'm saying, though? At least he's not kicking people in the head. That's what his move was early on. He'd extend the leg out and he was getting blokes in the head.
Oh, okay.
I love him.
So he's really cleaned up his act.
I love him so
now he just hip and shoulders them in the head.
Yeah. I love that you're obsessed with a bloke who is one of the dirtiest players in the league.
Well, yeah, he's very skillful, though.
Yeah.
Mixed on top of that as well.
Yeah.
And he's a captain. And he's a character.
And also filthy.
Hey,
bring the
Jodie,
characters
horses
back.
are filthy animals, so...
That's so
spot on.
true.
Very good.
true.
Very good call there. Special theme today on Jodie and Haysey, and that is a wedding theme because our good friend Josh Morrow, who's in charge of all things visual, is tying the knot today.
He's the guy responsible for all the socials, and we could not be happier that we are going to a wedding on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
How good.
And we're both married, and you've been married 13 years to your beautiful
Oh,
partner,
I
Greg.
thought you were going to say you've been married 13 times.
13 times.
Settle down.
Not yet. Am I right? Let's reminisce on our weddings just after 7 o'clock. If you're an avocado lover as well, then it's an interesting time for you as well in this particular country because we've made the switch officially from Hass to Shepherd avocados.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Shepherd avocados, the absolute inferior little brother to their big, absolute good-looking, gorgeous, luscious brother, the Hass.
Yes, and I know you quite well, and I would have put money on the fact that you would have played Hey Geronimo there from Shepherd.
What do you mean?
I just thought you were going to play it.
Well, I still don't get it. Hey, Geronimo, Shepherd, what?
Shepherd, avocados.
Oh, damn it. Wait. Just give me, wait. No, I still can't find it. Well, next time, mate.
Yeah.
Taking to Reddit, one particular user has really caused quite a furore, accusing a particular brand of supermarket of trying to rebrand Shepherd avocados, posing a photo of the fruit with a sticker that reads, green skin avocados. They've tried to redo these bad boys.
They try to reinvent the avocado.
Yes. The post read, I see through your feeble attempt to rebrand the Shepherd avocado. The worst season of the year. One Reddit user was quick to point out that the sticker was the name of the supplier, but it's all over instead of what the actual avocado is, so they know exactly what they're doing.
So avocado's a good fat, right? It's healthy for you.
100%.
It's a fat nonetheless. So if I'm going to have some fat like that, it's going to be your genuine tasty avocado.
Yeah.
The other one tastes like it's like dry cardboard.
It tastes like wet cardboard
Wet
sometimes.
cardboard.
Crunchy wet cardboard. So this particular user as well said Shepherd's the poor cousin of the Hass.
Oh no.
Another one said that Shepherd tastes like an AI avocado. I love that. Like a genuine 3D printed avocado.
Oh, no.
That's what Shepherd tastes like. It feels like as well that it's not quite the real thing.
Yep.
But you're trying to get the real thing.
Yep.
Like if your friend was like, oh, I'm going out with one of the Pitt brothers. And you're like, oh my God, Brad Pitt. And she was like, nah, Doug. Like, oh, that's not quite the same, is it? Or you're doing Supercoach and maybe you score one of the Voss brothers back in the day and you're like, oh my God, Michael Voss, he's a freak. No, you got Brett.
Yeah. Or I'm going on a date with one of the Hemsworths. Oh my God, you're going out with Chris or Liam. Luke.
Yeah. And for the NBA fans out there as well, you go to a Milwaukee Bucks game and you score and it's a Kumpo Guernsey. Oh my gosh, Giannis. No, it's his absolute awful brother Thanasis. And if there's anyone out there that actually likes Shepherd avocados, what is going on? Some of the people as well on this Reddit article posted this. I used to hate them, but if you handle and age them properly,
No.
they're great. They don't go off as quickly. They're nice and firm flesh and very tasty. Another user wrote, I like Hass, but they go weird, bruised and mushy way too easily. Shepherds are almost always pristine inside. For the freaks who like their avocados crunchy, like grow up.
And I feel aroused at the moment, and I don't know if it's because you use the word firm avocado or we were talking about the Hemsworths. I'm not sure. I'm so confused.
Sure. Don't worry, Joe. It's, when we talk about the Hemsworth, I'll just say the word Luke and that will de-arouse you.
We are in full-scale wedding mode today. One of our own is getting married this afternoon ahead of the public holiday tomorrow. Joshie marrying Marissa, and it definitely got us reminiscing about our own weddings.
And it was your 13-year wedding anniversary yesterday to the beautiful Greg.
Really was. And what a stunning, brave, gorgeous human being I am married to. You know, when people see two people and they're like, oh, one of them's punching above. I am definitely punching above with that man.
I think you guys are quite suited.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think Greg's gorgeous. I think you're a lovely-looking woman as well, without sounding inappropriate.
Whoa. Whoa.
So there you go.
Okay. Oh, my
Feel
God.
like that was a compliment. wasn't it?
It was my 13-year wedding anniversary yesterday, and you're getting all sexual with me. God.
No, never again. Never again. Do I throw even a half compliment your way? Favourite part of your wedding, do you remember? Do you remember what you actually walked down the aisle to?
Yes.
That is, for me, the most memorable part of most weddings.
Watching Cara walk down the aisle.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, did she look stunning? She would have been a beautiful creature.
Yeah, I cried.
Did you?
Instantly. You know, there's that meme going around of the bloke where he turns around, looks at his bride, he genuinely starts sobbing.
Yeah.
And it was almost me. And I knew I was going to cry.
I just remember Greg being so sweaty.
Yeah, of course.
Because it was Bali and it was hot and he was wearing a suit and he just had sweat pouring off his poor little face.
He would have been muttering under his breath as well at 1,000 minutes per second.
Oh, yeah, she was beautiful.
Couple of big tanks, Red Bull tanks, thing like that, stuff like that.
That's exactly what he was saying. No, I walked down to Colby Calais.
Starting my toes and I crinkle my
Here she comes. Gorgeous. Look at her. Bit shiny, bit sweaty.
Powder, please. Anyone got any powder?
Powder me, please. That's nice. This is a gorgeous song
Thank
too, by the
you.
way.
Oh, and it actually gets me quite emotional.
Listen to it, please.
Oh, don't.
But we are hiding in a safe
Why are you doing that?
Listen to it.
Undercover, staying dry and warm.
It is a very, very nice song.
I just, in all seriousness, I am so grateful for my husband and my marriage. It is just been the biggest blessing of my life. So don't.
There you go. The day after the wedding anniversary that you forgot. That's gorgeous. I need you to imagine Cara coming down the aisle to this.
Okay.
Absolutely just perfection.
From the top, make it drop.
No, it wasn't that. It was a cover of the Paper Kites Bloom. It's a little bit left field,
Yeah.
but we found this cover of this English lady that did it, and still to this day, seriously.
Can I be close to you? Ooh.
And I'm watching her coming down the aisle with this big grin on her face as well.
Can
And literally looking around. And then you see your parents and her grandparents are there as well.
Yeah.
And I love that I knew right away. I'm like, this could be the most beautiful moment of my life.
Oh,
You know, you're always looking forward
yeah.
and you don't live in the moment.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of times where you're like, oh, I'm so bloody thankful that I lived in the moment. And she came down the aisle to this and was like, it's freaking perfection.
Yeah. And she just looked like her face was pure happiness.
Yeah, and we had good weather too, by the way. It was like 18 degrees, so she wasn't a shiny mess.
Can you stop telling
Oh
everyone
my
that Greg
God.
and I were a sweaty mess on our wedding day?
Man, I love weddings. We've got one more wedding as well coming up on the horizon in terms of this team, and that is producer Emily, who's been engaged for, it feels like the best part of 4 or 5
Well,
years.
the entire time we've known her, really.
Come on, Em, set a date, and for goodness sake, invite Jodie and Haysey.
Oh, I think the date setting will happen. I'm not sure about you guys getting an invite.
Really?
I don't know
Wow.
why you think you're getting an invite straight away.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
So, just to paint a bit of a picture, producer Emily came from 5AA and she spent quite a long time there. She's got this really tight relationship with Will Goodings.
Yeah, okay.
So I bet you,
oh, my
I bet
God.
you he's going.
Is Will going?
Will is, of course, going. He's
Oh,
also
here we go.
he's also going to be the MC too.
Yeah, I
so I'm
thought so.
putting him to work.
Of course he will.
okay.
And he'll be that guy who'll be talking to all the grandparents and stuff. And they're like,
Yeah. Shaking
"That guy's
hands, kissing
such
babies."
a lovely chap.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's perfect.
Yeah.
No, that is boring.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it's boring. You need someone who's going to stack it on the dance floor and someone who's going to spew in a pot plant, i.e. Jodie and Haysey. We've been celebrating what the weekend is going to bring, and that is Live Golf, Jodes. Can't wait.
One of the greatest events I've ever been to. It's going to be spectacular. Good weather for it on the weekend. And one man who is already down there today is the gorgeous Tom Wren, and he joins us now. Good morning from Grange.
Hello, Jodie. Hello, Haysey. Yes, it is beautiful, nice and crisp down here, but a gorgeous morning.
Yeah.
Someone is playing in the Pro-Am today.
Okay, hero.
La-di-da.
Well, this might be my last cross because I'm expecting that after today, I'm going to be invited onto the Live Tour. So, look, guys, it's been a pleasure. I've loved working with you, but this is it. I'm about to make my foray into the world of golf. So, yeah, here I go.
And who are we in a round with today, Tom?
So I'm playing with Mark Leishman, and I actually played with him last year, and I've got the feeling I'm going to rock up and be like, "G'day, Mark, good to see you again." He's going to have that look like, "Oh my God, have I been stuck with this bloke again?" So I've got him and Lee Westwood. So English former world number 1. So a couple of absolute champions. I can't wait.
Yeah, or even worse, Rennie, he goes, "Oh, g'day, mate."
Hello, Coco. How are you, the old mate?
Tell me, what do you play off, just out of interest?
Oh, my God. I think it's 19. I'm horrific.
Right.
I'm terrible. So it's like, the good thing is there's not too many people down here. So I'm actually hoping there's no one standing in front of me, Jodie, because I'm not kidding. There could be a news story tonight. I'll ring our chief of staff at work and say, I've got the lead yarn and I'm involved. I'll probably be in prison for killing someone on the course. So I'm just hoping no one gets injured while I play today.
I just want you to be the guy that, because very stressful, I hear, in the program, because you're with all these pros and also all eyes on you, particularly when you're teeing off, Rennie. You could be that guy that shanks it so hard into the turf that you actually snap your wood.
That could be me. Actually, as I speak, Casey Stoner, who's playing in the pros today, he's about to tee off. So I'm just hoping he's got a worse swing than me, but I've got a feeling he's going to pipe one down the middle about 260 metres. But yeah, that's exactly right, Haysey. I'm going to be throwing tantrums, doing all kinds of things.
Tommy, if you miss a putt, can you please, just for me, go, "Get in your home. Why don't you like your home?"
What, don't you want to go home? Don't you want to go home? Definitely. I'll be throwing it all out there.
Very quickly before we let you go, there is a rumour going around this studio that perhaps the Premier, Peter Malinauskas, might have called you last year and said, "This live golf thing, is it worth me bringing over?"
Yeah, he did give me a bit of a call and just sort of asked a couple of questions, just, what do you think in terms of pros and cons? So I went back to him and, gave my thoughts. And I think he looked at them and went, "Oh, yeah, okay, none of those work. Good on you, mate." Yeah. But yeah, no, I think he was just he probably had a few people on speed dial and then came up to me last. But yeah, we just had a bit of a chat and about how it may or may not work. But yeah, I'm just so glad we've got it, Joe. It was the event, and I think you're going to be in there on the Sunday.
Yes.
So hopefully we can have a couple together, and it's just a great event. I reckon it's almost as good, if not better, than Gather Round, in my opinion.
Yeah.
True.
We spent some time with you and your beautiful wife, Sarah, there last year, so can't wait to get along again. Tommy, thank you so much for single-handedly bringing Live Golf to Adelaide. And we appreciate your time. Good, don't embarrass yourself today, mate, okay?
Keep spreading that rumour, Jodie. By the end of this, I'm the one that created it and did everything. So, yep, let's just keep that going.
All hail Tom Wren, that's what you always say.
That's exactly right.
What the fork?
What the fork?
What the fork is happening?
Watch the fork. So this was born out of the fact that Abby from the newsroom, who will now from this day forth be known as...
Abby Dabby Doo.
So my Uncle Dave, who listens because he likes hearing me say OTR, and he talks to me as I do the news, he used to call me this, and it just sparked a memory. I went, oh my God, my uncle used to call me that.
So we just called you that before, said, "Hey, Abby, just in the intercom, hey, Abby Dabby Doo, can you come and do the shoot?" I'm like, "Oh, how have we not said this before?"
I don't know.
And here we are.
Oh, I mean, we're 16 months into the show, and this is the first time it's occurred to us.
So feel free as well when you do your news updates to introduce yourself as Abby Dabby Doo.
Yeah, that's. I'll just go in and change it for the 8 o'clock.
Now,
oh dear.
What the fork? Born out of the fact that you used to steal forks, or probably still do, and so we have no forks in our kitchen in the workplace. But there are no forks in workplaces ever.
Okay, I feel attacked. And I just want to let you know that I have no longer steal forks.
You don't?
No, I don't. I take them back to the kitchen.
You check with your mother because you still live at home.
She doesn't need to. She's got 3,000 at home.
Anyway.
Now, Abby Dabby Doo, you did me a solid last week. You looked after my house for me and my dog Sid while we went on holidays for a week. Thank you very much. Very kind of you.
No worries. I did just want to... You kept texting. Obviously, we spoke all week. Yeah. And you kept asking, like, how is everything? Is everything okay? You know, how you going? And I was like, yeah, it's all fine. It's all good. Something did happen, though, and I feel like I probably need to let you know.
Right.
There was a murder in your house last week.
Oh, my God.
No, there was a murder.
So, obviously, I still was coming to work, etc., doing my usual sort of shifts. But there was one day where I was out a little bit longer. I own a business and I had a few meetings, and so it was just easier for me to stay at work for a little bit longer.
So Sid was trapped
And
inside.
then her home. So Sid was inside. So Sid had been inside since like 4 a.m. So I got home, I think it was about 11:30.
Okay. There's
And
no doggy door either.
There's no doggy door, so I walked in. I thought, oh, here we go. You know, going to be a few things to clean up.
Yep.
And anyway, I walked in. I was doing bits and pieces. I got my lunch organised, and I went to sit over on the couch, and there was a Barbie doll
Oh, no.
with no arms and no legs.
Oh, no.
Essentially,
Thank you very much, Sid.
Sid murdered a Barbie doll. I'm assuming Harper's because she's the youngest.
Well, it's not Greg's.
Yeah. Could have been his type, blonde hair. Anyway, so this Barbie ripped to smithereens.
Right.
And Barbie parts all over the rug. So I'm like, I went and got the vacuum, and I'm vacuuming up Barbie parts that I couldn't pick up because she'd just chewed it to smithereens.
AKA disposing of the evidence.
Oh,
Correct.
my God.
Anyway, so I owe... Well, actually, you know what? No, so that can come out of Sid's bank account.
Yeah.
Sid owes Harper a Barbie doll.
Okay. Yeah. Which Barbie was it? Do we know?
She was long and blonde. Interestingly, no clothes on.
Yeah, right.
Which is, I used to do that back in the day. I used to make them kiss. You know, I used to put them together.
Yeah, I still do that.
So Greg walked into the shower once and she's got a heap of Barbies at the bottom of the shower because she sits down and plays with them. Geez, they were strategically placed in the shower. And he sent me a photo of them all. All the Barbies in the big bathtub, and he's like, "What's going on here?"
Hey, nothing. No, so setting up for the guys. What's for dinner?
Let's do this. 13, 24, 10. What the fork? What happened on your watch?
And before we get into a call, I've got producer Emily here because your beautiful, gorgeous husband Michael can sometimes just fall a little bit asleep behind the wheel.
Yeah, so I was working at an old job. So this was a couple of years ago. Max was not even one yet. And he's like, yeah, no, all good. We're all good. Nothing to report here. I get home late and then I see there's a big scratch on Max's face. And I go, oh, no, what happened? I thought, like, the dog might have scratched him. Michael fell asleep on the couch. Max was not walking yet, so crawled into the pantry and managed to pull down a 4-litre jug of vegetable oil and pour it all over himself while Michael was asleep.
Excellent.
Oil everywhere.
Jeepers.
I'm just imagining the baby and the oil was like glonk, 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 just hitting his head. Genuinely having an oil bath.
Oh, gosh. 13, 24, 10, give us a call. What happened on your watch? Let's go to Janine. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, beautiful people. How are you?
Oh, we're good, thank you.
You're beautiful.
Better for speaking with you. What happened?
So I was asked to house sit my great auntie's house.
Yeah.
But not being much of a green thumb, she did ask me to look after her bonsais. I had to water them a particular time, once a week. Unfortunately, being a bit of a party girl back when I was, 19, 20, maybe forgot to possibly water every now and then. So she came home 6 weeks later, and unfortunately the bonsais weren't looking too good.
Oh, my gosh.
And there was about 20 of them.
20 bonsais. All dead. Now, in your defence, Janine, bonsais are so bloody sensitive.
Oh, no.
I don't even know where to start looking after a bonsai. And isn't there sort of some sort of, like, I don't know, feelings attached to bonsais in terms of the owners and their plants?
I would say so. She's nurtured them from a very young age.
Oh, no.
And, yes, unfortunately, I was not the best great niece.
The other thing that comes with that as well, Janine, is bonsais are very expensive. If you go out and buy a proper little bonsai, they set you back heaps. But I had 3 bonsais because I thought they were cool in my early 20s. Because they're actually really cool.
This is you trying to pick up chicks, isn't it?
Pretty much. And all 3 died almost instantly. And I was putting them in the right spot. They're supposed to get morning sun, a certain amount of morning, and then all of a sudden you go there and they're like, dead.
Yeah.
You look at them wrong, they die.
Yeah.
Sensitive little buggers.
In the meantime, all the ladies are like, what a gorgeous, beautiful, sensitive man in touch with his feelings.
That's a gorgeous brown bonsai you've got there.
Yes.
It's not supposed to do that, is it?
Let's go to Dion. What happened on your watch, Dion?
Morning again, guys.
Yeah,
well, a long time ago, me and my friend were house sitting for her parents, We
Yeah.
had a little party and someone coloured in their little dog in colourful textures.
That's the
So
one.
when they come home on the Monday morning, their little white dog was the rainbow.
Yeah, nice.
basically.
And was it at all cute or was it infuriating?
It was probably cute for us, a little bit infuriating for them.
Yeah. Can you, at what point in the evening did someone go, get me a crayon, can you? I've just got to colour in the dog.
Or that moment you go, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
Pass me the dog.
It wasn't actually us, it was one of our friends, I'm not sure, but it was funny.
So did you
Now I think back on it.
did your friend have to answer to the parents?
Yeah, she did. She got in a lot of trouble.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Okay. Worth it, though.
Worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
So worth it.
It's a good story.
School holidays at the moment, and what's the best thing as a parent that can happen when you take your kids away for the holidays?
That grandma says that she'll come along on the trip as well and
Yes.
take your kids completely.
Yes, Grandma. No, it's not that. I mean, that is exceptional. But I have found in my many, many years of parenting that the best thing that can happen is when your kids make friends with other kids. Therefore, they run off, whether it be at the pool or in a caravan park, and they're occupied and they're happy with their little mates and they're not bickering with each other.
So just to really sort of knuckle down on some small little details, young kids as well, okay?
Yeah.
Because you've got, what, a 22-year-old or 23-year-old?
Yes, and a 4-year-old.
There's probably a certain age where I'm not sure you want to be friends with strangers and then ducking off for a few hours, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also you can make friends for life. Like one of my girls made friends with a girl, I remember in Fiji, with a girl called Lila.
There you
and
go.
they're still mates to this. They still send each other messages on Messenger and everything.
Well, that is beautiful. So you've just
Good.
been on a trip.
Yeah. We just went to the Gold Coast, and so what I tried to do is sort of hook up like a little arranged marriage between Harper and any other child that I deemed suitable. So
Jeez, you're really throwing her out there to the wolves, aren't you?
No, but I sit there and I assess the children who are playing on their own, and I assess the parents and think they look pretty decent people, and then you try and sort of marry the children up. Don't you do this?
No one does this.
Yes. Oh, 13, 24, 10, please. If you arrange little kid marriages when you're away on holidays. Yeah, so we went to the Gold Coast. I'm with 4-year-old Harper and we're playing in the pool, and there was another little girl in the pool who clearly was hating playing with her brother. And so I go into full arranged marriage mode, right? And I go, oh, Harper, why don't you go and jump in the water with that little girl? And Harper was like, because I don't know her, Mum. I'm like, oh, okay, would you like me to introduce you to her? And she goes...
Well, I'll do the heavy lifting, Harper.
She's like, what does introduce mean? It's like, well, when I say, your name's Harper, what's your name, little girl? And then you become friends. And she goes, okay, why don't you go and introduce yourself?
She came back, whipped back with some nice attitude.
Yeah. Dear, needless to say, they didn't play it.
Yeah. That doesn't happen too, by the way.
No.
That
Yes,
does
it does.
not happen.
It does happen.
13 24 10 or text line 0400 919 919. Are you forcibly trying to get your kids to meet other kids at the playground so that they can be entertained by other kids instead of you?
Also, let's go one step further. Are you an adult who's still friends with the kid that you met on holidays?
Oh, my God.
13, 24, 10.
Yay! Hashtag Tassie things.
Let's go to Stacey. Good morning, Stace.
Morning.
This is a thing, isn't it?
Pardon?
This is a thing, isn't it?
It definitely is, but my parents didn't actually have to marry us off. I just always came back with a new best friend, no matter where we were.
Oh, I love that.
Social little crusher you were, Stacey.
Or even now, like I'm 30 now, and I go to concerts and stuff by myself. My parents are like, "Who'd you go with?" And I'm like, "No one, but I made a friend in line."
That's amazing, Stacey.
That is intense.
Stacey, can you remember as a kid how you would initiate the conversation? Because were you just like, "Hey, do you want to play with me?"
Yeah, usually it was just like we'd be playing on the same thing. Like I know those like jumping pillows and stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we'd just be playing on the same thing, and then all of a sudden I'd drag them over to my parents and be like, "Hey, Mum, Dad, this is my new best friend."
And then fast forward, Stacey, when you're at concerts and you go by yourself, do you walk up to people and go, "Hey, do you want to play with me?"
No, generally it just starts talking about the band we're singing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You got to professionally ease your way into there. Well, there you go.
Apologise, please.
Okay, look, I'm sorry that you psychotically ship your kids out. I was wrong. There's people that do this. So apologies to you, Jodie.
Thank you.
Right. It's not a Tassie thing. It's an Adelaide thing now.